Good morning, everyone. This is Siddhi Patil, an MBA General Management student at XLRI Jamshedpur. Today we have with us Mr. Sandeep Dewangan, who currently serves as President and Chief Information Officer at Safexpress, India's largest logistic network, moving more than 200 million packages every year. Before this, he has spent close to 3 decades across nuclear science, aerospace, oil and gas, and pharma, building some of the earliest AI-driven inspection systems in the country, long before AI even became a very common boardroom word. So, Mr. Dewangan, we are very glad to have you with us today, and congratulations on everything Safexpress technology team has been building and being recognized for this year. Before we get started, let me walk you through quickly with the structure that we have for this conversation. We'll begin with you and your own journey, and then get into leadership, and then about digital transformation and how it plays a key role into an organization like Safexpress. And then finally, where you personally see AI moving into, and an agentic AI and what it's headed towards. So, before we get into all of that, I think you have studied at NIT Raipur, and then you got trained at BARC. So being back into an academic settings like this, does it take you back to your college days at all?
Absolutely, and good morning. Happy to be here with you. This is a beautiful setting, and yesterday, ever since I arrived at campus, I was super excited. This is so peaceful, quite very different from a regular office environment where things are buzzing with energies and lot of actions and results are required every time. So yes, this is pleasant change certainly.
Okay, good to know, sir, that you're enjoying your time here.
Yeah.
And something that stood out, at your looking at your early career, that back in the mid 90s, when you were working at the Department of Atomic Energy, you were building neural network and algorithms, and that were inspecting nuclear data. So that's essentially AI long before even that became a very common word. So did that ever make you feel like you were working on something that was too ahead of its time, and or is it just a problem that you're looking to solve?
Honestly, at that time, it was very sincerely solving very scientific and engineering problem without being aware of any kind of hypes around those. We were having real interesting problems to solve around the material degradation that happens on the nuclear installations, which could not be measured by direct means, and we had to go by what sensors could see, the data that came from, write the algorithms ourselves for straightforward signal processing, image processing, and a lot of statistical correlations on neural network, which was almost a very early stage of neural networks of different kinds. But being the nature of application, nuclear installations, we had to be, and we were very thorough, and that experience, in my opinion, shaped the way I have thought and worked on different projects and problems ever since in my entire career going forward.
I think that must have given you a very different perspective all along.
Yes, absolutely.
And so currently you lead technology for one of the largest logistic firms in India, but people rarely get to see that side of a leader. That what do you guys do on the day-to-day basis? So what does a typical day look like for you right now as a leader?
Yeah. To be honest, it is very less of technology that I do. About not more than 20% of what I do is around technology, and 80% or majority is talking about a business problem that needs to be solved, working with the business leaders who are responsible for making and adopting those solutions, collaborating with them, defining how we will approach the rollouts and user adoption, how we will measure the efficiency of whatever we thought versus what it is in reality, and at scale for all kinds of digital platforms. The largest amount of sincere energies that goes in is around maintaining or enhancing a very large portfolio of solutions for the end users. We are serving thousands of people who are using the tech and digital solutions that we make. So maintaining the efficiencies, maintaining the availabilities of these more from the business continuity and from end user satisfaction. I think this is what takes most of my time. And having set the right foundations in the technology organizations and the teams, etc., that's that's something that is a very insignificant part that I need not to worry about.
Definitely. But since you, again, even though you do not really, work with technology, but you work with the leaders, but again, you were trained as a metallurgical engineer, and then you moved into nuclear sciences, and eventually now you are in a technology leadership. But what do you think that if you hadn't gone into technology at all, or in this nuclear science space at all, what do you think you would have been doing currently?
Probably a teacher.
Oh.
I really love working with people, and storytelling is something I relish. As long as concepts are clear, fundamentals are in place, a structured conversation with people to make them more aware, more appreciating different aspects of a subject or a profession is what I really love doing. So working with people, working through people is something that I relish, and I would have chosen a profession that has a lot of it as part of.
I think then we are definitely very lucky to have you today, that we get to share this platform with you, and since
I
you
hope so.
absolutely love this particular profession as well. And then now moving into the leadership, you early in your career at General Electrics, you led the development of an inspection platform, and that was called Rhythm. So that ended up being used teams across the world. And so what did leading that project has taught you, and a leadership quality that still you hold, that still holds true today for you?
Yeah. Um, it, in an organization like General Electric, it's all about scale. It's all about reliability and performance of whatever one conceives to be the best in class, and for a very large user base. I was fortunate at right point in my career. I got in these kind of assignments. Uh, it had to be done with a lot of structure in entire planning, making, testing a lot, and then releasing. So at scale, a solution from concept to release is a very different ball game. A lot of patience, working with people and personas of a variety, working with teams spread across countries is what I learned. So cross-cultural sensitivity, structured execution like Six Sigma as a method, very quantitative, very structured decision making, etc. Sincere focus around documentation of every observation, every design, every change one is taking, so that the entire product becomes institutionalized rather than a person having all the knowledge, etc. So working through team, working for scale, and that has ever continued with me as beautiful learnings. And every new project I've taken, every new organization that I've worked subsequently, I've applied this consistently.
Yeah, so I think Six Sigma and everything, all the technological part, I think that also, like right now, the industry that you work in, the logistics, I think it is one of the very core part of that particular industry. I think so that the things that you have learned in that particular company has carried forward.
Absolutely.
And
Very
use them.
data driven, very structured.
Very much data driven. Yeah. So, and again, at the ACG, you worked on a safety critical tracking systems again for the pharmaceutical industry, which is one of the very crucial and very sensitive industry. So again, where even a small error could have real consequences, and has working in a space that where mistakes matter a lot. Has anything changed in the way that you see at the problems, in the way, or you see at the solutions, that even a small error could have a very huge impact on?
Yeah, absolutely. So directly touching patient safety there is no room for even a single percent chance of failure. Almost there has no meaning. It has to be perfect. It has to be perfect every time it is attempted to be used. Absolute high rigor on reliability of the products, and to be consistently giving the right outcome and output is what working at ACG has taught me. And a lot of focus around observations or audits to make sure whatever the tech solution is working can be explained, can be measured, is auditable all the time, and these are absolutely true for even currently what we are doing as AI or agentic based solutions for a lot of other business problems that we are solving. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, then leadership often looks very clean at a very superficial level, but from the outside, when we look at it, but when you actually take the decisions, it is rarely so like that. But so, what's the hardest leadership decision that you have taken recently that you had to make a very tough decision, even though it had a great impact on the businesses that you are following?
Yeah, I believe good or great leadership is not about a single large moment, but it is honestly and sincerely living every day with the right definitions and doing the right things, even small incremental decisions. Every meeting one does, every review which is more aimed at making sure what was planned is consistently how things are being executed, giving feedback which is objective and fair, and it's all about working with people.
Right.
And with a lot of fairness and empathy. So doing this consistently, doing this every day is what really makes it very effective as what I believe and I practice.
I think coming to our next question, which is I think very much related to this, you won India's Great Managers Award back in 2017, and what does that a good management actually look like on a very much day-to-day basis to keep that consistency and not just for the big wins?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned, it's all about working with and through people. So coach and groom people. People are of different personalities and abilities. Every high performing team needs people of various styles and skills, because at different stages in any project or in any function you would need the value from these personality variations, etc. Get the best out of a collection of people by making the right team. This is what I've learned from my coaches and mentors all through. This is what I continuously practice with my team, and I want to and try to make a better person with every person that I interact with. And this is effectively spreads positivity, spreads fairness and transparency. I'm pretty happy the organization that I'm part of currently. It's known and its characteristics all around this positivity, being very humane, being very transparent and a fair and great place to work at. And lucky that there is a strong resonance on that as well.
I think that sums up like how you have become a great leader that you are and the qualities that you have brought to the table.
I hope so.
Yeah, and so moving on to now the core discussion of this particular conversation is the digital transformation and the AI. So it's a term that gets used very commonly these days. AI is buzzing around everywhere, but it rarely gets defined very well. So in simple terms, what does digital transformation look like in an organization like Safexpress?
To me, it's very clear. We are looking at significantly elevating the way a particular business function works or operates, and the level of significance being fundamentally different, cannot be achieved overnight. It will be incremental. So a clear vision of what we want to achieve and a very structured phase-wise path of getting there uh, as a business function or a business solution uh, is is uh, is what we practice in our organization, and always looked at what is the business process or the problem or efficiency that we are trying to bring in. How do we get there? And then there are three very distinct categories of topics and approaches that we are having. One is to continue to operate what is live and running. Two is to continuously create net new solutions. However, the third and the biggest element is around almost always looking for and experimenting with something disruptive as element of technology plus business process combination that can fundamentally turn upside down the way we have doing a certain function so far for many years. So having a good balance around these three different themes of operate, create, and then disrupt is how we are practicing in a very structured fashion, because this is a very large organization, very big user base, not easy to throw something straight and bring in absolutely new in a different fashion. Gradual and incremental is how we are practicing.
Right. I think there are so many businesses that look at digital transformation these days as a completely technology perspective, where you bring in new tools and new systems, but others treat some of them treat it as a business transformation, where technology is just one part of that particular process. So I think you have summed it up, like where do you fall, or where does your business fall in this particular category, and how the decisions that you make are creating an impact in the particular business.
Yeah.
I think so. So you have said that no company transforms alone. Likewise, you said that you always bring in the people into the picture and then you work towards it. So you have seen that firsthand while you were working on the migration of enterprise resources of SAP systems, so that and also the transformation that it has brought into the business. So what does a good technology partnership look like to you, for you today?
Yeah. uh, it's nearly impossible to separate out the roles. For us, partners are part of us, absolutely part of us by all means. We have no distinction. We do evaluate our long-term roadmap and identify what are those foundational pillars in the journey of our business vision, and hence identify what kind of tech partners do we need, whether it is on the choices of big platforms that we need to figure out and validate, and the people and partners that we need to work with. And once we get along, it's a blueprint that runs for several years. To give you an example, we were clear that we have to go on to this next wave of our organization's evolution by leveraging the power of data, automation, and intelligence. And in order to get there, we needed to first create some of these fundamental platforms. And the start point prerequisite for us was to bring in a single source of data or single source of truth for us. And we chose, after a lot of evaluation, a particular platform to set up what we are calling as our enterprise data lake. And once chosen, we have conceived most of our future journeys around business intelligence and real-time BI or conversational data co-pilots, as well as a lot of machine learning and digital twins kind of solutions, all around the platform and the kind of partnerships that have started as a part of that initial laying out a big landscape for us.
So, I mean, you are working on so many things right now. There would be Gen AI, machine learning, data lake, as you said right now. I think there are so many things happening at the same time, and every year there are new technological things coming into the picture every year for you to make decisions on to what exactly you incorporate into your business. So what do you think is worth adopting quickly, or what do you actually you deliberate for to take time, and you think that you should wait on to something?
Yeah, so it's very important to be conscious about the scale of operation, the amount and very large user base that we have. Uh, Hence, we have laid out a very clear roadmap for us. We are clear on what is our business blueprint and vision for 2030. We call that as Vision 2030, 5 years journey of where we want to be as business, characterized not by numbers but by the attributes that this company will be known for, both internally as well as with partners and customers. How we will be known with customers 5 years from now. Okay, and a lot of that is around transparency, visibility of commitments, of experiences, and what we call as quality of doing business with Safexpress. With these attributes also comes a clear set of enablers or enabling technology abilities that we need to identify,
Right.
put in place, and have all the users adopt these. Hence, we are not digressing. We have chosen well planned 4 5 different pillars that we are going after, 5 year journey with 3 distinct phases of maturity that we are going after. We are in no mode to get distracted or digressed by any waves. I think we are pretty sorted in our game plan, and it's all around what we are seeing as the big waves of emerging technologies, I would say. So we are pretty stable on how we have planned, how we are executing, how we are measuring our progress, and recalibrating if we need to. But we are right on the way.
You guys have a very clear picture what organization would look like in 5 years, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very clear vision. So again, but what do you think is really harder when you actually are, building something like this through digital transformation? Do you really think that building technology is something that is hard, or getting people to actually adopt to it is harder? Because when you're going through such a huge change, your organization also goes through a change, and also the customer base that you're serving also has to go through that particular change. So what do you think is actually the harder part of this process?
Yeah, absolutely. The priority is on the end user adoption, because technology is only 1/10 of the overall energies where this has to go in. And what we have learned over several years and practice as our priority is to start from end user, even when we are defining new solution, or when we have enhancements on an existing solution. Focus is absolutely on what is the end user persona, where he or she is, and what will this solution do for the role and responsibilities the individual is responsible for. And we do look at augmenting or enhancing the abilities and outcomes of the end user through the solutions that we make. What we have also done and have been quite fortunate is, over last 3 decades, we have always been tech and digital savvy as an organization. And every role at Safexpress is completely digital, whether it is a driver navigating to a customer location, doing a pickup or a delivery, or whether it is a person who is doing loading or unloading of the trucks, or a person who is validating documentations, etc. Every role is enabled only through a digital web or mobile application, and all interconnected with each other. So somewhere level 1 maturity of adoption is around these solutions that the users have been living ever since in their roles. So when we get into the latest era of more insights or intelligent solutions, we are we are taking advantage of the acceptance already of the digital platforms and making the existing solutions more intelligent is the way we are approaching, so that the person sees these as enablers for becoming more efficient and delivering more, rather than in any negative sense of, hey, this is something that is hurting my role or my value or take my job away, etc. So very gradual, more as something which is a digital assistant or something which is a co-pilot is the way we have gone, and always have kept the user as the primary persona in mind or objective in mind when we are defining or when we are launching or releasing any of these solutions that we make.
I think that's basically how you become one of the industry leader, when you have found the right balance between the technology and how you actually help the customer transform through that journey as well, that you, the services that you provide. I think
There is a lot of humbleness and sincerity at play continuously. We are very grounded in what we are conceiving. We never go after topics or use cases which look good,
yeah.
or quite flashy to talk about. These are absolutely topics or use cases which are core to our business of doing transportation, doing customer engagement for the purpose of taking their products, holding it in our custody, and then delivering it safely and on time to the end recipients.
Right. So again, sir, now that everybody is talking about AI and moving from co-pilot to autopilot, I think your business is also going through the same similar phase, and you guys are also implementing all these things. So from AI has now moved from assisting us to actually acting on its own. So for you personally, was there a moment recently where you stopped feeling like it's just not a concept, but when it started feeling real in your business?
Yeah, for nearly 10 years, we have been living life with data for every role, with what is conventionally known as business intelligence, which is all about having data around the KRA or the performance objectives of every role, what has been achieved. It comes from databases through to a BI platform, and then different kinds of views like a scoreboard or a scorecard, which is live, keeps getting refreshed. And people have been super used to seeing the facts of what have happened, and also interpretations about what needs to be done next. This is a significant advantage that we had. People were already data savvy, and all we had to do was to now start bringing in algorithmic computation. So, for example, at our delivery centers now, the planning of what we call as delivery route planning, for every truck, what parcels need to be taken, now knowing the traffic condition, knowing the kind of parcels we are having at that particular warehouse, the choices, the sequencing, the time constraints given by the customers, etc. So intelligent systems doing the route planning, intelligent system doing the validation or verification of the receipt, which is signed, called as proof of delivery. An intelligent system in warehouse, which is doing the sequencing of take this incoming truck first and assign this particular gate, and assign a set of crew to do the unloading of this, doing through mathematical algorithms which are doing optimization with real time calculations, etc. So these are real for us. We are already practicing these, and this is through gradual increase in our own confidence and trust around the capabilities. And like I said, we are observing where these algorithms or machine learning based models, etc., make sense, where their competencies are, with lot of experimentation, and then we scale them gradually once we see them consistently outperforming what a human could have done as a decision or a validation. Because at scale, and a highly reliable machine learning model is far easier and better to maintain and operate with, as compared to people having their subjectivities influencing the decisions, which could not be explained or justified or be audited at a future date, etc.
Decision you trust an AI to make implicitly and on its own, but and one you would never.
Yeah. See, something which is core to us is around customer engagement, and important decisions around customer engagement would be the ones that we would move to probably after having a lot of confidence. I will not at all say no to anything. Everything is, almost everything possible. It has to be done in a structured and measured process. Hence we are going through these different stages of first experimenting and seeing whether in a particular use case do we have the right machine learning or AI solutions which can observe and comprehend the context. The second stage of maturity is to see whether it can estimate or predict or propose, while the humans continue to do what they are doing. Then at third stage we start comparing what did human do versus what this would have proposed and the difference between them, and then we start putting these machine learning models or AI engines as a combination live. Once we see consistently this almost outperforming what a human agent would have done or a person would have done. But everywhere we are seeing this more as augmentation, not direct replacement. We are almost always seeing human in the loop as a near mandatory. We are more conceiving ourselves going forward as a hybrid organization where we will have the AI agents as digital co-workers or teammates for human team members, and like that. For almost every function, this is how we are conceiving, augmenting with a lot of intelligent agents, taking a lot of transactional workloads initially, and then gradually decision making as well.
I think so. We need to find a balance between where do you give that accountability to AI and where do you actually bring in the human to make that particular decision.
Absolutely.
So again, now that you have lived through mainframes, the internet, the cloud computing, and also now the agentic AI, and each wave has brought its own anxiety about the job, its implication on the job market. So what do you actually would like to tell the young people like us who are kind of anxious about this particular wave that comes in every few years, and that that brings in a bit of an insecurity about the job?
Yeah. I truly see everything evolving with a very positive lens. Nearly 40 years ago, the era of software and IT services started. At that moment, a lot of organizations and people were having insecurities about their jobs being taken away. That did not happen. What really happened, the people and their career and work profiles evolved. People adopted, and so is what has happened when cloud, social, mobile analytics, that era came. And about few years ago, this latest abilities around more generative AI has started. This is making each one of us and our roles more sharper, I believe. So there is opportunity for each one of us, and what we should look at is being curious, develop our understanding of the subject or the domain that each one of us are working in. Definitely be an expert to comprehend. Very important to be also clear that technology around AI will keep evolving so rapidly that it is futile to waste a lot of your time developing skills around specific tool sets or platforms around AI. What is more important? To have the agility to learn fast on these different evolving tools and platforms, the ability to ask the right questions, the ability to validate the outcomes, and one very important part which I mentioned a few minutes ago is to accept that this is a reality, to accept that there will be colleagues or co-workers which will be AI agents. So digital teammates is a fact. It's no more fiction, and those who really see this in unison as a hybrid team of physical and digital team members will really become very effective leaders going forward as well. In whatever function, role, and organization someone is, these, in my opinion, are some of these fundamental approaches or principles to carry with.
I think we have to stop looking at as a threat, and we have to start looking at them as a colleague, and have to find our ways to work around it and also get adapted to it.
Absolutely.
And also try to then again survive in the similar space.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Again, so lastly, I think we would like to have a rapid fire for you.
For sure.
So one word for your leadership style that you would say.
Working with people.
Okay. A book you'd recommend?
I'm quite spiritual inherently, so Bhagavad Gita is something that I have loved to understand and go by its principles.
Okay. Again, most underrated skill in tech?
It's around collaboration and empathy.
Okay. And one word for where technology is headed next?
It's completely autonomous. Completely autonomous is a real future and possibility in almost every place, and we have to figure out how we ride that wave individually.
And one line of advice for everyone watching?
Take everything positive. The era that we are in, our adaptability and resilience with positive outlook is something that will take each one of us towards success and continued vitality in our respective functions.
Thank you so much, sir. This has genuinely been a very enriching conversation, and thank you so much for being here, and for being so generous for your time and for your stories that you shared, from your early career at your nuclear science to now being a technology leader. And I think there is a lot for all of us to learn here, and that we can actually take from this conversation and apply in our own careers actually. So thank you so much for having this.
Thank you very much. I loved talking to you, and I wish you everyone all the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.